Hi everyone, this is Heather and it's Wednesday and I've been doing a lot of meetings this week. It's a 4 meeting week and I was hosting one earlier this week that I had to do a devotional for, and whenever I do a devotional these days it seems I go to this book, Prayers for the Planetary Pilgrim, written by Edward Hayes, published, this edition came in 2008. It was one of those books that before I got a copy I had people from two different parts of my life recommended, and if two different parts of my life recommended, it's got to be a good book. And I opened up the page to wherever it fell as I was getting ready for my devotional, and I came up with this. It's from a section in the book called Seasons. I think Psalms for the 21st Century, called Earth Seasons, and this one's a psalm for winter. And keep in mind, this was written no later than 2008, and this is what it says. The earth around my home is now locked in a winter wrap of bone-chilling snow and ice. Water, once clear and liquid, a joyous, flowing community, is now frozen into crystals of ice. Recently, in humanity's long history, there has arisen an isolation, a separation of those who share common human flesh and bone. While once upon a time we gathered joyfully in families, tribes, and clans, we now so often live divorced from earth and from each other, with loneliness as our only companion. All isolation is ice-olation, frigid to human flesh, cold and lifeless to the touch, untrue to our most basic unity, community. And whenever I act single-handedly apart from an awareness of my sisters and brothers, I become a deformed divine disciple. And tribeless, O God, how can I tread the path that you have designed as a companion course? Ah, the wisdom so divine in your Genesis words, spoken to perfectly made, fully automated Adam. It is not good for one to be alone. And that's the poetry I read, and I thought, man, it really feels like Edward Hayes could have written that for the COVID age, where we are experiencing our isolation from families and friends. A bunch of people asked me in the last week or two how my Christmas was, and what I had to say was that for the first time in my almost 6 decades now, I did not spend Christmas or Boxing Day with my family. First time ever. And just because they're just a few kilometers across the border into New Brunswick, it's become a no-go zone. And I know we're all feeling these things still. I know that we're all feeling like this has to be over soon. But with so many signs of hope on the horizon, and there are very, very many, I am heartened by a conversation I've had this past week between a friend in Britain and a friend of a friend in Australia, as we were comparing notes about how the pandemic is going. And it's really clear that if we follow the signs and stick our course, that life will return to normal so much faster. So I say this poem to share a little bit of my feeling. Yes, this has sure gone on long enough, but also my hope that if we stick to it just a little bit longer, our reunions will be all the more joyful, and we will even more be able to partake in that community that, although it's invisible enough to us right now in some ways, is still there. So hold steady, keep the faith. We'll talk to you next week. Heather out.